Ian Doyle, Liverpool 2, Crystal Palace 1. The Reds leaving it late again. It's almost just becoming deja vu every week, isn't it, at the moment?
It is when you're covering them, yeah. It's pointless actually writing anything until just after the game finishes because it just seems to change all the time, doesn't it, in the last 5 minutes? But yeah, 2-1.
Used to it now? Shouldn't you have a template just there ready to go?
No, because we don't do templates. We're professionals. Everything changes. You know this. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, another bit of a hectic finish for Liverpool. It was a strange game, really. Liverpool didn't play particularly well in the first half. Neither did Palace, if we're being honest. Big talking point was that VAR disallowed goal. James Tompkins' header, which at the time we were like, why on earth has that been disallowed? Then I think it was the third replay, the angle that we saw the push, and everybody just straight away went, it's going to get disallowed because it's clearly a foul. He didn't need to do it. Don't think if he'd have not done it, I think Palace still would have scored. So Liverpool were a bit lucky at the stupidity of Jordan Ayew. And then the second half, they just started a bit stronger. Had a chance, Mane, then got the goal, then missed a couple of good chances, which meant that, when Palace did the inevitable, throw everything at Liverpool in the closing stages, Christian Benteke came on and did quite well. Wilfred Zaha gets the goal, and then suddenly Liverpool need to go again, and they did. But they can't keep doing this, to be honest. I mean, even Jurgen Klopp said that afterwards. He said, we can't just keep doing this, can't rely on it. I think Liverpool are going to have to start keeping clean sheets and also putting these chances away and putting games to bed. Then it'll just, make it a lot easier for us journalists.
Yeah, well, we look at the next 5 games, and it was a tough game, wasn't it? And to get out of it with 3 points.
Well, it's
said massive for Liverpool.
On the podcast, we both said 2-1 to Liverpool, didn't we? But
I said 1-1.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I thought you'd said 2-1, but you'd take a draw. I mean, I said that, so I was right. Basically.
Good for you. But to be honest, it's a very, very good win, isn't it? We shouldn't underplay this. It is, for the next 5 games, that sets Liverpool up nicely now, doesn't it? And if they can, the next 5 games are winnable, aren't they?
It's a good win because City and Leicester, let's be honest, they're the two that are going to be challenged for the title this season. They both went to Palace already and won. Mm-hmm. So it was needed in that respect. Plus, Palace are like, what Selhurst Park is like, and Liverpool have struggled against them, not in terms of winning games, because I think that's 4 in a row or 5 in a row. Yeah, he's won every single one, but they've always been reasonably close, reasonably tight, and the games at Anfield have been like that as well. But yeah, the next couple of games coming up, Brighton, if at home on Saturday, I think I know that if Liverpool avoid defeat, they will match the club record. 31 games undefeated in the top flight, and if they manage that, then they can break it in the next game, which will be against Everton. But the 31 game run that they set in 1988 was ended by Everton, so there's a little bit of symmetry there, isn't there?
Yeah, always is. Well, before then, there is quite an important game in midweek, which almost feels a little bit forgotten. Liverpool play Napoli. If they win, they're through and they're group winners. It shouldn't be overlooked how important this one is, should it?
Well, it is important because if Liverpool don't win, then they put themselves in a bit of a tricky situation because they'd have to go to Salzburg and get a result. And we've seen Salzburg, while not quite at the level of Napoli or Liverpool, they've got goals in them, so that could make life a lot difficult, especially bear in mind when the game is. Liverpool will be quite happy to beat Napoli, secure first place, and then that game against Salzburg becomes a complete dead rubber. Then they can more or less play the Carabao Cup team in that game if they really want to. I'm not sure they can actually because players wouldn't be eligible to play in the Champions League because they have to be in the squad. So, but Jurgen Klopp still be able to rotate players. I think that's something he'd be looking to do. So, you don't want it to be like last season where it went down to the last seconds when Alisson has to make that save from Milik, and that's what got Liverpool through. But I think you're right. Liverpool fans have become, obviously the interest is in winning the Premier League. They won the Champions League in June. And with Liverpool having started so well, I think, that's where the concentration's on, and they're already looking to Brighton and Everton rather than this Napoli game. And I also think because Liverpool played Napoli so many times in recent years, it's not quite as the draw as it might be. Then again, there'll still be 50,000 there at Anfield, and expect a good atmosphere.
That being said, Napoli aren't the Napoli team perhaps that came to Anfield last year.
They're struggling a little bit, aren't they? Yeah, they're struggling a bit this year.
They draw a lot of games. So, perhaps it is a game that is very winnable for them. I
think Napoli will come for a draw because I'm pretty sure in saying that a draw puts them both through, and then the last game will decide who finishes top. So I very much expect Napoli to come and try and pad the defence and play on the break, and I think Liverpool will be prepared for that. They aren't quite the same team as last season, but I think Liverpool are a different team as well. Mm-hmm. And I think the only thing Liverpool have to be careful of is if they're not so much complacent, but if they do think, well, we've got another game after this. We've got the Salzburg game. We can take our foot off ever so slightly, because for their own safety and their own benefit, looking ahead to that December, if they can get it done now, great.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be some tweaks? Salah back in?
Salah will be back in. I think the midfield, he may fiddle around with it a little bit.
Keita?
Possibly Keita. I think defensively, do you give Lovren a rest and put Gomez in there? I think that's a possible shout. Do you play Robertson? Could you play Milner at left back? There's another shout. So there will be some changes. Well, why wouldn't there be? That's why they got the squad. And then again, there'll be changes on top of that when they come to Brighton, because obviously no Fabinho playing, so there'll be a midfield question to answer there.
Definitely. Well, it's going to be an interesting few weeks as we get into that really, really busy December period. Quick prediction for Wednesday night?
For Wednesday, I'll go with a draw. I think
Really?
they'll both. Yeah, I think there'll be a draw. I think it'll be a draw because Napoli will want it to be a draw. They'll be determined. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 0-0.
There you go. Doesn't set us up nicely for this exciting week, does it?
I don't think it
A
will
draw.
be
A
0-0, but I
0-0.
wouldn't be surprised if it was 0-0.
Oh, fair enough. And do you think they'll beat that club record?
Oh, I think they'll equal it.
Yeah?
And then we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Okay, we'll deal with that next week. Nice one for tuning in. Hopefully they do equal it, and then we can talk about that club record next week.